Hello and welcome to the next instalment in EVO Unwrapped. Now, I know tradition dictates we normally do these in a studio, but today we've got something a little bit special and a little bit different. We've kind of hung around after hours at Geneva and we have got access to both the Ford GT Racecar and the Ford GT Racecar. So we're going to walk you through absolutely everything you could possibly want to know about these two amazing machines. Before we even get started, just a little bit of a caveat. Now, we know you so desperately want to see inside the Ford GT, but we simply can't show you yet. This is a pre-production prototype. What we are going to do is walk you around the entire exterior of the car, starting off with the front end. The DRLs at the front of the GT do look absolutely amazing, but as is always the way with supercars, the devil is very much in the details. As such, there is this very cool GT logo sat at the top of the headlights. The other thing worth noticing as well, carbon fiber work on the front end is so nice. I've not seen this car in white before. I've only seen it in that kind of launch blue and yellow, but offset against this white, it looks very special. Supercars are doing interesting things at the moment with aero. You might remember from my Aston Martin DB11 Unwrapped video, there was something on that car called the Aero Blade system. You can learn more about that by clicking the annotation here. On the GT, things are a little bit different. Basically, airflow is managed running all the way down the side of the car, then it actually comes up underneath through this buttress here, and then at the back of the vehicle, you've got an active rear wing. Now, these buttresses, to the kind of naked eye, they might look flat. They're not. They're actually kind of wing-shaped. What they do is help create downforce. They also house these two intakes on either side of the car. Behind those, intercoolers. It is absolutely a matter of personal opinion, but I happen to think the rear of the GT is one of the best on any supercar ever made. It just looks so fantastic. It's got this kind of low squat thing going on. Amazing. It also has some very cool design features. The first being there are hot air exits here for the intercoolers, housed actually in the center of the rear brake lights. Then you've got these two centrally mounted twin exit exhausts and also a lovely carbon fiber rear diffuser. Ford wanted to make absolutely sure that the GT was as high-tech as possible. As such, it sits on active torsion bar and pushrod racing style suspension. The other thing which is worth noting is these two 20-inch wheels. They sit on Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tyres, which are bespoke to this vehicle. Also, the dish on these rear wheels is absolutely lovely. Underneath, you've got Brembo carbon ceramics all round. Moving on to the race car, which somehow actually manages to kind of outdo the road car in terms of looks, we're going to have a look at a few of the differences here. This is the Ford Chip Ganassi GTLM GT race car. Now, you're going to get to see this thing racing at Le Mans. Obviously, we can't go into a massive amount of detail about the kind of underpinnings and things that are going on here because, well, it's a race car and I don't think Ford would want us sharing all of that. But what you can see is what has been retained in the race car that is in the road car. The buttresses, they are still there. There are still these massive intercoolers. And also at the front end, the radiators, well, they look even bigger. The carbon fiber front splitter has remained, although the design has obviously changed quite a bit. What has been added are these very cool dive planes here. There's also carbon fiber headlight surrounds. And one of the things I absolutely love is that you can see the carbon fiber tub here and it's in matte carbon. And the tub has the number 2016 GT001. There are a few changes over the GT road car. Most notable is you've got this big intake here on top of the vehicle. The other thing is, and it's a bit of a shame, but if you're the driver, I'm sure it sounds absolutely amazing. You've now got side exit exhaust down here. They're not at the rear end of the car. I think everyone's going to notice this change though. That active aero rear wing on the road car has now been replaced with this massive fixed rear wing, which, to be honest with you, makes the back of this thing look even more naughty. Obviously, there are no exhausts at the back of the car, and that diffuser, well, as you can see, it's changed quite a bit. It is absolutely massive, and I can tell you, in the carbon, it looks fantastic. So that's it then, Ford's incredible GT project, both in race car and road car form. Both of them look absolutely spectacular, and obviously I think everyone out there wants to know how they are going to drive. Now, as is always the way, we will have more EVO Unwrapped in future, so make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, but also comment below, which do you prefer, the race car or the road car? Click on the left to watch either Unwrapped on the Aston Martin DB11 or on the right to watch the McLaren 570 GT.